Wow, what a beautiful morning. The boat taxis are at the dock. We can hear them delivering the staff. And so, what an honor to interview you, Beryl.
Another beautiful day on Lake Atitlan.
And tell us about the book you wrote about the power yoga. When did you write it? And
I wrote it in 1993 and 94. It was published in 1995. It's actually got me thrown out of the Ashtanga Yoga Church because it was thought to be a little heretical, a little rebellious, calling the classical Ashtanga Yoga practice power yoga. But my thinking on it was that up and through the 70s, yoga was regarded as something very soft and stretchy and something only women did and very relaxing. And the Ashtanga Yoga asana practice is a very vigorous athletic practice. And so it's a power practice, and I wanted to draw more men into the practice of yoga because I thought it would be beneficial. I figured power was a word that Western mind could relate to. And I wanted people to know that the idea of yoga was to build resilience and strength as well as building flexibility and the ability to downregulate and relax.
power yoga. Awesome. It was such a lovely moment when one of the healers here learned yoga from your book.
Oh my gosh.
Huh? How was that when she said that, huh?
I was just blew me away because it's extraordinary to me that people were able to learn the practice of asana from a book. I mean, that's what the intention of the book was. But it's, my second book, Beyond Power Yoga, was about the entire 8-limb path. And I was a philosophy major in college. And so I enjoyed writing about the philosophy, the methodology, if you will, of the entire 8-limb path. And of the true practice of Ashtanga Yoga. For many, many, many millennia, the word yoga was synonymous with meditation. It's only in the last, 100 years maybe, when fitness got to be such a overwhelming, important thing in our lives that we started to think of yoga as exercise.
My introduction to yoga was a book also by Satchitananda, who has an ashram near Dolores Park in San Francisco.
Satchitananda well.
So from that book, I learned the Kriyas, and it's awesome, huh? So, wow. I have a little gift for you.
Oh my gosh, so beautiful. Thank you so much. So happy. It's interesting. This reminds me, I spent many hours working. My third book was called Yoga for Warriors, and it was I wrote it for the military. My foundation.
Oh, what a awesome idea.
My foundation, Give Back Yoga Foundation, was developed. We founded it in 2007 with the intention of making yoga available to all the people in the world that might not otherwise have the opportunity to practice yoga.
Wow.
And so when I wrote Yoga for Warriors, our idea was to raise money so we could donate the books to military bases, to veterans, to people returning from combat. And we gave away about 20,000 books to military, active duty military.
Did you say
and
20,000? Wow. Awesome. Yeah, because I just gave you a book and there was 2,800 printed. It took me 20 years to give away a few.
Yeah, that was Sounds True published that. What a gift from them and from our foundation.
Well, just for a moment, what about the workshop itself here, Wendy's Place? Have you been here before? Is it your first time here?
I have not been here before.
Oh my God, you're such a match for the place.
I spent quite a bit of time knocking on their door, trying to find an available space. You know, finally, last year, I was able to be gifted 9 rooms to come back this year. And so the minute I put that out, I mean, I sold out the trip in about 3 hours.
Wow.
And I have not been here before. This is a magical place. I went, for 15 years, we went to Costa Rica, to a beautiful spot in Costa Rica.
Oh, where down there?
Blue Spirit, right near Guiones on the Guanacaste Peninsula. But this is really magical. I have wanted to come to Guatemala because I was a philosopher. I think I mentioned I was a philosophy major in college, and I really became fascinated in the early 70s with the Mayan culture. And so to come
is that
here
far
and
back?
Be immersed in it is really a gift. Yeah, this is a beautiful spot. The energy, the vibration, the physical location, the power of the volcanoes and the lake. So very grateful. One of the most profoundly moving places we've ever been, for sure.
Wow. So is your group behaving itself? Are they? I see a lot of free space. I looked at your calendar.
We always have such an incredible group of people that assemble. I always say every year, you know, this is the best group we've ever had. And someone in the group will say to me, Beryl, you said that last year. I go, I know, but it keeps getting better. We keep expanding and getting more conscious and more compassionate. Hopefully. That's the intention, right?
Well, how many years have you been in this beautiful sadhana?
1971, when I met my teacher, Munishri Chitrabhanu, who was a Jain monk from India.
Wow, and 71.
That was the year, you know, I went to India in 74, and I thought I was the last one on the train. I went, oh my God, the Beatles have been, and Houston Smith has been, and
Allen Ginsberg.
Allen Ginsberg and Ram Dass, they've all been. I'm the last one to go.
No, 74.
Little did I know,
year,
right? Back then, when In Search of Secret India, Paul Brunton, when he wrote that book, you know, people didn't think India had much to offer until the Beatles brought back meditation. That had quite a profound impact, I think.
Yeah, I was fortunate. Hanging out with Ram Dass in 71.
Good for you.
And Neem Karoli Baba.
Yes.
And you know, it was so wonderful.
Probably in it. Where were you hanging out?
I went up to, he was in an ashram called Kosani, ashram of Mahatma Gandhi, near the temple, near Neem Karoli Baba's temple. I was just wandering through. I had renounced my American citizenship at the consulate in Madras. This interview is supposed to be about you.
Were you annoyed with the United States?
No, I had visions. I was living in a Tibetan monastery since 21 years old in the remote Himalayas, and I could see the Earth, like from the space station. It was visual. It wasn't intellectual. It wasn't. So I just went down and did the thing, and renounced not only my accidental citizenship, but also all. And for the last 54 years, I've followed this path of being an Earthman.
An Earthman.
That's how I got my nickname. I'm an Earth person.
I have that on my. I did teacher training for many years, training teachers to teach meditation, and asana, and I would have the year and the location, and then the location was always planet Earth.
Oh,
so that it was, you know, here we are, planet Earth.
Yeah, here we are. Yeah, good for us. We're all indigenous Earthlings. And that's why, there's no local people for me. There's whoever serves me food, they're my brothers and sisters. So that wipes out all kind of prejudice and mentalization of division of you're this, you're that, you're from here, you're from there.
Absolutely.
And after a while, it takes years and years for the programming of earlier life to wear off. But it does. And
once you have that experience of yoga, which cannot be described, right?
Okay.
The experience of samadhi, you recognize that there really is only one of us here. There is no other.
We're talking to ourselves right now. It's true.
I know.
I am
And
you,
if one
you
of
are
us
me.
is hungry, we're all hungry.
Exactly. The law of the one, the sacred law of the one. Anything you'd like to add to this lovely...
So grateful to be here.
Okay.
Always end with gratitude. That's the best way to, ensure a joyful, happy day. I'm so grateful for all that has been given to us, and I'm looking forward to returning again next year, and grateful that I was gifted a few more rooms for next year.
When you coming next year?
I think she said February 7th, the week of February 7th.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om.